Robert Kennedy once said, "There are those who look at things the way they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not." "69 years ago, a dream was born. That dream, which continues to be a work in progress, remains alive and well today through a dedicated staff and a dedicated community. That dream continues to be the Lititz Rec Center. During the year-long 250th anniversary celebration of the naming of Lititz, a wall of remembrance located in the Lititz Springs Park was dedicated honoring those who built our community of Lititz. One of those 302 honored on the wall was Ralph M. Spacht, who had a dream to provide a community center for all. In February of 1944, Ralph M. Spacht, a well-known local businessman, announced that he purchased the former John M. Hellman warehouse, which was located next to the Lititz Springs Park and North Spruce Street. He felt it would make an ideal community center, and he wanted to turn it over to the community without any legal restrictions, but with certain moral restrictions. Mr. Spacht wanted it to especially be a center for community youth programs. The donation of a community building was highly lauded by a large number of organizations and individuals because the gift of the building solved a problem. The building was a large 3-story frame structure which could be adapted for meeting rooms and organizations. Mr. Spacht wanted the exterior of the building to have a patriotic look, so he engaged Richard Fleckenstein to design a facade which featured a white building trimmed in red and blue. Officers of all organizations of Lititz were asked to meet with Mr. Spacht in an effort to bring about an effective community building association. The community association would be given the deed to the building and be empowered to go ahead and establish a community program. Suggestions for a name for the new organization were the Lititz Community House Association, Lititz Servicemen's Memorial Association, and the Veterans Memorial Association. The name Lititz Recreation Association was chosen by a group of judges, and the building would be known as the Lititz Recreation Center. The organizational meeting of the Lititz Recreation Association was held in May of 1944, with M.C. Demme, supervising principal of Lititz Public Schools, elected as the first president. After the 3-story building was refurbished, it was dedicated on July 10, 1945. In June of 1946, Paul Bachman was named managing director, along with his wife Leah Bachman as assistant managing director, serving for 18 months. It was not until 1954 the Lititz Rec Center, through the efforts of the Lititz School Board, requested funding from the Pennsylvania Aid Program to employ a full-time recreational director, Bernard Lehman from Missouri. This enabled the center to expand its recreational program for years to come. By 1959, because of a growing population with an increased availability of leisure time and structural problems that existed within the original building, a search was implemented for a better way to serve the community through recreation. Elmer H. Bobst, who spent his childhood in Lititz and became the chairman of the board of Warner Lambert Pharmaceutical Company, announced his intentions of contributing $125,000 towards a new community building. The new building, which was constructed on the original sites of the Lititz Recreation Center and the Lititz Springs Pretzel Company, was dedicated September 30th, 1961 as the I. Walton Bobst Community Center in honor of his father. By the 1980s, again because of population growth and the community center not being adequate, many programs had to be held in some of the school's facilities. It was determined through 2 comprehensive surveys that a new, larger building was necessary. Board President Richard Nuffert formed a 40-member steering committee to move the project forward. Through the commendable leadership of Jean and Roy Clare, a new $1.5 million community center was constructed at 301 Maple Street. On June 21, 1989, a symbolic walk took place from the community center at 21 North Spruce Street to the new building on Maple Street. The walk concluded with a dedication of the new structure. In addition to the Bachmans serving as the first managing directors and Bernard Lehman as the first recreation director, others who served as directors were William Bell, Lee Raffensperger, Reed Stoner, Keith McClure, James Harnish, Jerry Caralfi, Fred Garman, Rochelle Skip Clare, Dave Lloyd, Diane Loki, and Ken Ebert. Karen Mallon is the present executive director. Today, the dream continues where young and old alike can come, play, and be part of a family. Together, we are better.